range of effectiveness. Strikes and range of effectiveness. So part of the reason why grabs work in Aikido is because we in Aikido keep outside the range of effectiveness. This is something that Ross Robertson and I share a lineage with Kobayashi Sensei, and he's the first one I've heard use the term range of effectiveness. So if I'm going to punch this guy, my range of effectiveness in a strike, it starts getting its power here. If he's here, it's not going to have quite the impact as if it's here. Right about here, it starts building up a payload delivery in that area to about there, okay? And it's in here. It's a small range. It's about the width of his body. So if I was going to punch his lights out, I'd have to deliver all this energy flow right there, which means I have to be pushing through him so that the major impact area is at the target, right? Which means I have to be this close to him. Okay, well, we feel this distance as dangerous. Feels dangerous, right? When somebody gets in your face as close, because the next thing that can happen is that, right? Okay, but we in Aikido, we're right about here, right? So this is where we do all our stuff from. So if you move into attack, I can keep my eye, my distance, or my relationship by either making room for him or changing the proximity. I stay outside the range of his effectiveness by my proximity. He can't hit me here without either taking a step or pushing past his balance point, okay? He can, okay? But he also can't hit me if I'm here, okay? He can kind of hit me if I'm here, right? But here, it makes it really difficult for him to get an effective attack in with that hand or this hand. Now this hand's probably the most important thing we want to talk about, because this hand is the one that's the intention of the attack is coming through. His intention to attack forms this mechanism, right? We talked about how intention precedes action. So his intention to knock my lights out brings this in whatever way it comes, Yoke Minucci, backhanded fist, whatever. So when he comes in here like this, when I'm here, this fist now, in order to keep itself going toward my face, is going to have to rotate. It's not going to be as effective this way. It could be, but see, he's going to have to turn to really make that hit effective from his center in terms of delivering, a weapon. If he had a knife in his hand, he can't stab it into me this way. It has to be this way or that way, right? Makes sense, yeah? Okay, so right here when I get to this point, he's got to reconfigure his own center in order to continue his attack. So once we get into this safe zone via proximity, this outside the range of effectiveness because of proximity, we can still keep moving. Go ahead and keep your attack up to safe areas, which is right behind him here. Right? And if we're going to protect our partners, it's really important that we maintain our own safety. If you're drowning, it doesn't do you any good if a lifeguard gets into the water and goes, I don't know how to keep my head above water, much less save you. It's not going to help us. So what we want to do is want to keep ourselves safe so we can provide a safe conclusion with our partner. Okay? So one of the things that happens is that we want to block this. Okay, we saw yesterday that when we block something or we hold something, we deflect something, it actually stabilizes our partner. It also shows him exactly where my center is. Because for me to do an effective block, I have to come from center. So you can see, even as he rearranges his attack, if I'm needing to keep him back, my center's moving in conjunction with his. Okay? But what I like to do is I like to use harmony with these strikes. So the thing about harmony with the strike, it won't be harmonious to block it. It'll be harmonious to move in the same but opposite direction. Okay? It's kind of like two cars on a freeway. If we didn't have freeways, we'd have people intersecting, well, we have intersections. And then that's when the accidents happen. You don't get side to front things like this happening on the freeway much because we're all going this way. And it's real easy to slip by that if I send my energy past it. Okay? So let's just start with that. Grab a partner, and what we're going to do is we're going to have our intention, and we're not going to have the intensity that's going to knock our partner out, but our intention is to put it right through. Okay? And feel how that feels to send your energy just to the side of it. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Why don't you experience that if you can?